Welcome back to the show, everybody. You're going to love this one because crypto just went center stage on the presidential campaign trail. Yeah, somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.37 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 1.3%. Bitcoin right now is 61,000 plus. We see 2,900 plus for Ethereum and 110 billion plus market cap for Tether. XRP 51 cents. We're off by 2.4 in the 24-hour. We're off by 0.8 on the 7-day. We'll keep an eye on it. Range of price between 51 and 53 cents. Now, we've got a lot to go over. This is very exciting news right now. Uphold Vault. If you want Uphold Vault, you can get 30% off of the Uphold Vault because I have a code that I'm going to put in the Freedom Zone. And for almost next to nothing, you can come in there and get 30% off of your Uphold Vault. Oh my gracious, you can't beat this, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot beat this. You really can't afford to be in this Freedom Zone. I'm telling you right now, if you want that 30% off the Uphold Vault, it is meaningful. You need to join the Freedom Zone and you'll get our videos Google ad free, full access to a Telegram group as well as extra content. So make sure you join us in the Freedom Zone. I will be posting that code right after this video goes up. Now, let's start right here. Update on Ripple damages from James Murphy. This guy, I'm telling you what, he was a standout at XRP Las Vegas. Absolutely crushed it. He says, update on Ripple damages. SEC's reply brief does not add anything meaningful to the argument, but no victims, no discouragement. The SEC relies on one district court case, the SEC versus iFresh. Listen to this. That held the pecuniary harm requirement is satisfied when a stock price is artificially inflated. The SEC reasons that any institutional buyer who's received less of the discount on XRP than others effectively paid an inflated price, hence pecuniary harm. I mean, it's such a ridiculous point the SEC is trying to stick to here. He says here, in his view, the iFresh decision is a misreading of the Second Circuit holding Govil on discouragement. It says, and interestingly, the judge who wrote the iFresh decision designated it not for electronic or print publication, which means while no longer the rule today, when he was a young lawyer, it was improper to cite a decision with a not-for-publication designation. It is the weakest possible authority for anything. Is it possible that Judge Torres goes with the iFresh reasoning and finds that institutional investors in Ripple suffered pecuniary harm? Yes, it is possible, but not likely, in his opinion. Wow. Imagine coming out of this thing with next to nothing. I've said 10 to 50 million tops. We'll see what happens. That's my guess. And here I want you to listen to somebody else tell you they think Tether is a target and been taken over too. It's Molly Elmore on Good Morning Crypto.
In 2019, Tether got flipped. They were sued in the SDNY, the special district in New York, and it looks like they took a deal. And now Tether, for the last couple of years, has been used by the banking cartel to move money in and out of the United States outside of the legal framework.
And don't forget, they're partnered with the Secret Service and the FBI. And it's funny that they're partnered with the FBI because the FBI is a domestic agency. So what are they doing dealing with a country that's outside, or company outside the U.S.? Keep listening.
That's why Tether, no matter what they do, they can't get taken out. They can't get, they're never in trouble, really. Bingo. It is fascinating why they seem to get this level of protection that no one else has. And nobody seems to work at Tether. There was a CEO who was never around, and the CTO, Paolo Ardino or something like that, has now assumed the CEO role. BitBoy even went down to the Bahamas. Oh, that's the other thing. They're offshore, and no one seems to care about that. They went down to the Bahamas, looked at the parking lot, and there was 2 parking spots, right? So this is a multi-billion-dollar fintech. I mean, think about how many people work at Ripple, hundreds and hundreds. But there's 3 or 4 people who work at Tether, and we don't really know much about them. it looks a lot like FTX in that it's a cover for something else, and the people who are really doing the work aren't disclosing that on their LinkedIn profile or whatnot. So Tether, I think we will find out the truth one day. I think they are protected until the time when a flip the switch black swan event happens. Tether gets taken out, crashes it, and then the Phoenix merges with the new payment system, right in line with problem reaction solution that they've had in place the whole time.
There you have that. Love that overview. Let's take a listen here and see what Marcus Infanger says about the Ripple stablecoin, which is coming in short order here. Now, I have to play this. I had to play this video and mute it because I've recorded the audio and gotten the music out of it. See what I do for you guys? It's amazing, you know. Take a listen here.
We believe.
So what else is Ripple and XRP Ledger doing to inspire more utility? I know that the recent announcement for the stablecoin is pretty big. So can we talk a little bit more about that?
Let's talk about that. So look, we believe that the stablecoin market, that's at the moment like 150 billion, has seen a lot of growth, but has way more growth ahead. I think there's some estimates that expect this market to grow to 2.8 trillion or something 5 years from now. So that's a 20x from where it is today. So there's a clear demand for a stablecoin with a compliance-first blockchain enterprise solution provider like Ripple has been around payments to close the gap between traditional finance and crypto. And so that's why we're super excited to take that on. It's been also one of the most cited feedback in terms of what developers want that build on the XRP ledger. Again, there's more than 1,000 projects building, and the need for a stablecoin to really act as a portal from bringing more financial activity on chain is super critical.
Okay,
Bingo.
So currently, the most stablecoin usage, I think, is in like developing countries. We have like Latin America and Africa, just because to counteract the local currency and inflation rates, right? So what's specific to your stablecoin that can be applicable to global audiences?
Yeah, so I would say two use case categories that we're most excited about. Mm-hmm. First of all, we plan to leverage the Ripple stablecoin alongside XRP in cross-border payments in our existing real-world cross-border payment product alongside XRP, so we're able to scale that globally, significantly going forward and provide certain optionality. And then separately, as we're seeing more real-world assets, TradFi companies wanting to engage with us and other projects around like bringing real-world assets on the XRP ledger, it's important to have a settlement asset for these, like tokenized money market funds or equities and other financial products. Mm-hmm. And the US dollar stablecoin is obviously a key piece in terms of, helping to enable economic activity to emerge.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. So the stablecoin is USD backed.
And there you have that. So super excited to see that coming. And remember, David Schwartz told us at XRP Las Vegas that they will be announcing the name of the stablecoin at Apex in Netherlands in June. Super excited to find that out. Then reminding everybody, when it comes to these cross-border payments, the integration of a Ripple stablecoin, take a look at just some of the names that they could be working with as soon as it launches. This is remarkable, the amount of liquidity that's going to bring into this network. Think about what Tether's done for Bitcoin, right? Think about what USDC has done for the network of Ethereum. I don't see anything different happening here for XRP Ledger. In fact, I see it doing the same kind of effects. Now, I think it is a good idea to listen to this one more time. This is Greg Kidd and what he said on stage, and you need to take a listen to it. It is pretty powerful.
Well, when we talk about the U.S. has a couple things going for it. One is the U.S. dollar. It's the money of the world, right? Like English, like you heard what they said about English. If it's good enough for Jesus, it should be good enough for everyone, right? So this U.S. dollar could, when supported by crypto, work not just on these crummy 50-year-old ACH rails and business hours wire transfer services. This medium traveling on things like the XRP ledger, this dollar could be the currency of the world. Why shouldn't it be? It already is in the traditional world. We just need the tokenized crypto rails form of it, and everybody can live in the Star Trek world. Like in Star Trek in the future, you're not really worried about people paying for dilithium crystals or tribbles, right? There's some currency and it's in the background and it moves around intergalactically between Cleons, the Federation, Romulans. We have that technology now. It didn't exist before. And so the US can choose to lead, but if it doesn't lead, its sorry ass is going to be still in dollars, issued, run, overseen by people that live offshore. And so it is an absolute strategic imperative to me for the U.S. to lead from the front rather than from behind. And so we have the technologies to do it. I believe there's resistance in pockets of the U.S. political system to that happening. But to me, it's a strategic imperative. And I intend to bang the drum and make sure that the U.S. leads rather than lags or obstructs this amazing Star Trek-like future that's there for us.
There you go. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Look, it's okay if people are here for different reasons, but I'm here for the same reason that Brad Garlinghouse has stated before in years past, that David Schwartz has talked about, the dream scenario. I'm here for what Greg's talking about, intergalactic currency. You know, we need to have all the ability. We have the tech now. When he says that earlier in that clip, we have the tech now, I just, like, the hair stands up on the back of my neck. We do have the tech now, and it is coming. There's no question. Take a listen to what's happening inside the financial system, by the way. Shout out to XRP Drops for this one.
Financial institutions are teaming up to test a shared distributed ledger. Nearly a dozen firms, including JP Morgan, Citi, MasterCard, and Swift, will test a regulated settlement network to tokenize commercial bank money, central bank money, U.S. treasuries, and more. Now, this project is led by the Securities Industry and Financial Markets Association, and right now it's just a test. The transactions are just simulations, but the goal of the network is to allow 24/7 settlement of multiple assets, something that Wall Street has seen as a major promise of blockchain technology. Raj Damodaran, Executive Vice President of Blockchain and Digital Assets at MasterCard, said in the press release that a shared ledger could unlock the next generation of market infrastructures.
And there you have that. Simulations. This is what I've talked about before, right? Is that simulation data, right? Running simulations and tests parallel to the traditional rails that currently exist. This is what has been going on for years inside the Ripple camp. There's no question. You don't get to be that company that replaces the market infrastructure without the ability to run simulations to show the potential clients and customers what the benefits are, right? So this is super exciting to me to see MasterCard, Wells Fargo, TD Bank, and others, including JP Morgan, Citi, and Swift, working on these inside tests. This is remarkable. It is coming. You know, how long it'll take them, who knows? But we know it's happening. Just like we see here, European Central Bank Distributed Ledger Technology testing begins May 13th, ladies and gentlemen, in just 4 days. That's how quick it's coming. And then we saw this. We know the SAB 121 rule that was written by Gary Gensler and the SEC is really a rule that helps to suppress crypto for banks because of the custody and what they put inside that SAB 121. We had Perry Ann Boring from the Digital Chamber on the show back in February talking about the danger of this rule. Well, last night, 21 Democrats voted that with their GOP colleagues to nullify the SEC's SAB 121. While this likely won't pass the Senate or the president's desk, that was a large number of supporting House Democrats than expected. And that's what we need to see, is a little more of that bipartisan coming together there, and we saw it last night. So the Biden administration said on May 8th that it would veto the House Resolution 109, which intends to overturn the SEC's SAB 121. So you can see the administration doubling down on this, even though it didn't get the fanfare that they wanted. They're still doubling down and telling you that they like the rule, right? Well, you're going to find out just how hardcore this is about to be here, because the Biden administration is making it very clear they are zero crypto friendly. They are not crypto friendly. They need to be voted out immediately. Elizabeth Warren needs to be voted out. Biden needs to be voted out. And anyone else that is not in favor. We know that this is not about just one particular project. This is about America being a leader in the innovation race, just like in the internet, in the days of the internet. And my goodness, I think we all understand what's going on in the economy and how bad things are. The last thing we can afford to do is to be second or third in an innovation race. We need to be in this position. We must be in this position in order to give our country and the people who live here a fighting chance to reinvent their lives, to be able to fit into a career inside the fourth industrial revolution, because it's going to disrupt so many careers out here that exist today, like admin assistants, data entry for existence. Then add in AI, add in robotics. There are changes that are going to come to industries that are not prepared. So, this is one of the reasons why, look, you cannot be afraid to reinvent your life. And sometimes you must reinvent your life in order not to get run over. Well, here's what we're talking about when it comes to crypto being a presidential issue. Oh, my goodness. It just went front and center, ladies and gentlemen. Take a listen to this clip of former President Donald Trump.
They are against it. Biden doesn't even know what it is. If you ask Biden, sir, are you for or against crypto? What's that? What the? Get me off the stage. He's saying, get me off the stage. No, he has no idea. But look, Gensler is very much against it. The Democrats are very much against it. And I say this, a lot of people are very much for it. Probably a lot of the people in this group. And I'm fine with it. I want to make sure it's good and solid and everything else, but I'm good with it. And if you like crypto in any form, and it comes in a lot of different forms, if you're in favor of crypto, you better vote for Trump. They are.
And there you have that. And hold on, because there's more. Listen to what this young man asked the question of. And it is a very powerful question because it's very real and we all know it's happening. Listen to this young man's question.
Thank you for the statement. Yeah, with the goggles on.
A lot of the smartest people in crypto are moving their businesses out of the U.S. because they're scared of the U.S.'s regulations.
Because of the hostility.
Correct.
Yeah, crypto is moving out of the U.S. because of hostility toward crypto.
Correct. So what are you going to do to stop it?
Well, we'll stop it because I don't want that. I want that. If we're going to embrace it, we have to let them be here.
Yes, sir.
There you go right there. And that means a lot to me to keep innovation in companies like Ripple right here inside of our country. That is what I'm talking about. And then I want you to listen to this all the way back in January here from Sam Lyman. Shout out to Sam for this one. Take a quick listen to this one about central bank digital currencies. I got warm and fuzzy with this one.
And tonight I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. Do you know about that?
Yeah, there you have that right there. I like that part. So, let's get the digital dollar right as a stable coin, private issuer, but respect to privacy and held to the constitutional standard so they can't weaponize the digital dollars in private sector like they have done with social media platforms. It's despicable. So that fight's not over, but this is where we're at. But this is why I say to you, I did mention I'm a one-issue voter this year. Just making that clear. Crypto clarity for the entire digital asset space. That's my issue, right? And make no mistake, Jay Skase down here, I'm a one-issue voter too, world peace. And you know what I say, Jay, to that point? I say that if you get this right, you can incorporate the idea of this technology and innovation to help ensure that there is world peace. Imagine how these over 100 nations would feel to find out that we could introduce a bridge currency so they would no longer be affected by the US dollar. Imagine how Americans would feel understanding that we could preserve our dollar, get back to strengthening our dollar, bring manufacturing back with inside the United States, and absolutely get us thriving again as a true world leader. Imagine this. And imagine XRP serving as a bridge currency in the financial system as it is today and using it to complement these things so everyone can deal with their own spillover shocks in each country without being affected by someone else's dollar. This is where we're headed. This is where we're headed. Donald Trump does announce he's accepting crypto donations for presidential campaign. I remind everybody that I also like Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as well is huge proponent for saving crypto and making sure that it exists for all of us to use. So now we have two presidential campaigners who are out here fighting to make sure that crypto will stay, and it is a main part of their campaign. Could we ask for more? I think this is exactly what we need, ladies and gentlemen. The issue is at hand. It's where it needs to be. Very quickly here, Eggrad Crypto says XRP will do it. The 21 EMA has been significant resistance level since the pump on April 8th. We've seen 2 bullish candles and exactly 2 bearish candles since then. Closing above 57 cents on a weekly basis is bullish, while closing below 50 cents is bearish. We're at 51 cents currently right now. He says, stay steady, XRP Army. The bulls and bears are fighting fiercely in the last 4 bars, weekly candles, so someone will win the battle, but in the end, the bulls will emerge victorious. I love it, and I love that optimism. Listen, we're going into the Freedom Zone, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to want to join us. I tell you, we're going to talk about some things in here, and this is a pretty remarkable finding of medicine and how it could work to serve in another area of illness that we may not have been aware of before, and I think this is going to be a fun topic to talk about. We're going into the Freedom Zone right now. All you got to do is go to digperspectives.com, click the Freedom Zone, and come on in. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. All right, welcome back, everybody. Here we go. Miracle drug.